Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the new for 2018 Vacheron Constantin FiftySix collection. This is the complete calendar, a timepiece 40mm in red gold. It wears easily on my 16cm circumference wrist, inspired by the 1956 reference 6073. The timepiece has a graceful case that has a little bit of effective camber from lug to lug, as it does arc and then droop on each side across the wrist, which gives it a lovely contemporary ergonomic fit. 47.9mm lug to lug means that this one fits easily over a small wrist, and I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 to 14cm circumference. It's neither thick nor thin, but at 12mm with a double-stepped case flank, it will slide underneath a formal cuff, as a Vacheron should. 20mm between the lugs is a fairly universal size, so you'll have no trouble equipping this watch with aftermarket accessories or different OEM straps. This OEM strap, however, is agreeable, and I recommend sticking with it. It's handsomely made, and as you can see, let's get everything back in focus here. It is a large rectangular scale alligator leather. It has some bolstering to it. It's a very dark brown, a semi-gloss finish with a folded edge and a monotone stitch. You can see conventional calfskin on the underside. It is a new Vacheron factory strap, and there's a simple rose gold Vacheron Maltese cross style pin buckle. Jumping into the case band, you won't see much of the 6073 from this angle. Vacheron going with a contemporary semi-teardrop profile for the lugs, with a little bit of a rounded transition, as you can see, between the lug hoods and the case flank, and that runs all the way lug to lug, uniting both sides of the watch. It's all of high polish, and if you're wondering where the 6073 expresses itself in this design, it's principally the deflection and angularity between the lugs, as well as the outcroppings on the four corners. It's almost as though the 6073 case has been placed atop the 56 case. So if you can imagine its outline sitting atop, that's where the vintage reference primarily lies. Conical bezel, and as you can see, a narrow one. It gives way to a dial that is a lovely silver opaline or matte finish. Outboard you have a lovely radial date, as you can see, with blue printing and a blued hand with a skeletonized triangular arrow index. There's a crescent style moon phase down at 6 o'clock. You have the day, you have the month, and you have the date. It's a complete calendar moon phase. You have baton hands as well as a counterweighted needle style seconds hand, and then you have a small railroad track inboard for reading the minutes as well as the seconds. Applique indices, as you can see, loomed with rose gold used for indices as well as numerals. The timepiece with a slightly recessed crown. You'll note it's delightfully oversized, and it's also shouldered, so it has a little bit of shear protection, but in practical terms, that's not so much a crown guard structure as it is an attempt to integrate the crown into the case band, which it does well. It's an aesthetic success. Turn the watch over, and the 56 collection was somewhat unfairly maligned because the basic self-winding model uses a Valfleurier caliber. Here we have a Vacheron manufactured caliber with the Geneva Hallmark, so put your doubts to rest. It's a beautifully executed caliber, and as you can see, this is the QCL version of the Vacheron caliber 2460-1. 27 joules, adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer. Let's see how close we can get while maintaining focus. It features ceramic rotor bearings and unidirectional winding for efficiency. It beats weight at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and while not all Vacheron in-house calibers hack, this one does. So you have stop seconds functionality should you wish to set the watch precisely to a reference time. Now, all of the standards of Geneva Hallmark are present and correct in this movement. You can see that the Côte de Genève runs perfectly aligned across the bridges laid down by a abrasive wheel. There is a completely hand-finished rotor, not in 21, not in 18 karat gold, but in 22 karat gold, which is one of the highest grades you will ever see in a winding mass. It's scarce these days. You generally don't see 22 karat winding masses. Vacheron went the extra mile here for the sake of efficiency and richness. All of the screw heads are black polished. There is an engine-turned perlage on the base plate beneath the balance, and if you look, you can see that on the edge of every bridge, and I guess this angle is probably the most advantageous, you can see the jewel sinks as well as the edges of the bridges lighting up with that mirrored gleam. That is the hand-laid chamfer or anglage, optically smooth and free of distortion. So if you purchase this watch, you should also purchase a loop. 30 meters water resistant. It's not an aquatic timepiece, but it is secure against splashes or inadvertent rainstorms. You can see this Vacheron Constantin FiftySix complete calendar with moon phase and make it yours on the Watchbox. Vacheron Constantin FiftySix by night.